We've moved outside here on our set at HSN. Corey Bergeron is joining me. You know, Corey brings us so many great solutions. Recharging your batteries, now protecting your surfaces from moisture. You gotta see it to believe it. We're gonna get right to it. It's called, so appropriately, NeverWet, from the good folks at Rust-Oleum who've protected so many of our surfaces over time. Okay, here we go, 2 aerosol cans going to work for you.
I've got to tell you, Rust-Oleum has been in business for around 100 years, and they certainly know what they're doing when it comes to coatings. What you are looking at is brand new nanotechnology. This is what we call a super hydrophobic spray. Now, I'm going to explain what that is in just a moment, but I want you to take a look down here.
Look at this.
You see this piece of plexiglass?
Yeah.
The outside of it right here has been treated with NeverWet. The inside is just a regular old piece of plexiglass. That is completely untreated. We're going to take some colored water and we're going to spray it in there. I want you to pay attention to what happens with this water, because it is never going to cross the NeverWet surface. Super hydrophobic. Super hydrophobic. Super hydrophobic simply means that it is afraid of water, okay? It will not allow water to touch it. It absolutely won't. I mean, look at this. I can try and push it out, wiggle it around. You see this? It stays in the middle. It will not go out beyond that surface. It is incredibly repulsive to liquids, not just water, but liquids in general. Let me see if I can wrap your brain around that. I'm going to bring you right over here. Okay,
it's like magic tricks.
I have a woman's tennis shoe here. Okay, and we've got. Let me see. I've got some muddy water here, and actually, let me grab this one over here, right here. We're going to grab some chocolate sauce, and we're going to grab some. Honey. We're going to make this a real mess. Okay. Take a look at this. Look at the way the liquid travels on the surface. Do you see this?
Gotta be kidding.
It will not stick. It won't stay. It just rolls right off. Now I'm going to take some honey here.
The crew's even going, hey, that's pretty good.
I'm taking the shoe and I'm making it
like that.
I'm holding it horizontal. I'm basically making it into a platform that the honey can go on. Now take a look at that honey. What would you normally do to get that off your shoe? Take a look what happens with NeverWet. That honey comes right off like a wafer. Okay, that's it. Let me show that to you again, okay?
Instant
we take
replay.
the honey, we put the honey right on top of the shoe just like that. You would think, oh my gosh, that shoe is absolutely ruined. It'll never come off. All we have to do is turn it up like that.
All right, I'm sold.
That's
totally.
it, okay?
Okay.
Completely repellent to liquids. So let me describe to you.
Not just non-stick.
Absolutely.
Totally repellent.
Totally repellent to liquids.
For 1995.
It's a very simple process to apply, okay? It comes with 2 cans. One is your top coat and one is your base coat. Now, when you spray on the base coat, all you're going to do is coat the surface and then wait 30 minutes. Then you go back with the top coat, spray that on, wait 2 minutes, and spray it on again. Here's step 1. That's the base coat right there. You just want to thoroughly coat your surface with base coat. Then you wait 30 minutes and go back over with the top coat. You wait 2 more minutes, hit it with the top coat again, and that's it. You're completely done. So you're talking about 34 minutes, start to finish. You have completely sealed your surface in such a way that it repels liquids. Let's come over here and take a look at lawn ornaments, okay?
Lawn ornaments.
Many of us have lawn ornaments, or we have pavers, we have concrete, we have masonry items around our house. This right here, we have this lawn ornament treated in NeverWet. I want you to see real close what's happening here. Do you see when I spill that liquid on, do you see how it just travels right off? It refuses to stay on. Now I want you to ask yourself, what do you lawn ornaments look like, okay? Are they stained?
Yeah.
Are they, do they have stains on them due to water? How about my paver that I have right here? Take a look at this paver. If I spill NeverWet on this muddy water on one side, take a look at it. It's just all impregnating in there. Take a look at the NeverWet side. Do you see what's happening here? Now, let me point out to you on this paver. This is a great way to show you. When you apply NeverWet, it creates kind of like a milky film to the surface. So you can see that there's a color change here between the regular paver and the treated paver. Make sure that when you're using NeverWet, you're applying it to maybe a small discrete location and realize that it is going to change the color like that when you use it. But you will not find anything that will repel liquids like this will.
You know, I see Rover here, and I think about what happens when our neighbor's dog comes over to our pavers and does his business. And I wish that I had NeverWet on the surface, because Rover's basically taken over the, part of our driveway. Okay, here it is. It works on so many surfaces: metal, wood, concrete, aluminum, plastic, even fabric. That's just the beginning of the list. Look, comes in this great box. You've got the protection. So whether it is Rover, whether it is the wind, the water, anything with moisture, the humidity, eating away at whatever you've got, now you have NeverWet to protect it. So when you can, again, Corey does so many good jobs with bringing things that pay for themselves over again. If you have something that's looking tired, you can protect it. If you want to make sure something doesn't look tired from having moisture in it, on it, you can protect it. So I don't know what he's going to do next. I'll be totally clear with you because he's got 2 toilet brushes.
Okay, when you clean the commode, all right, it's never a job we really enjoy, right? When you clean the commode, this is usually what happens with your brush. You stick it in, and when you pull it out, there's all this water running all over the place. It's an absolute mess. With NeverWet, when you use your toilet brush, do you see what's happening here?
Yeah.
There is not a drop of water on this brush. Look, I'm going into this colored water. I come back out. That's it. I can't shake a drop off there, but this one is a regular rain shower. I mean, it has, you can even see the colored water sitting inside of it.
To happen.
This is a treated NeverWet brush. So let me ask you, you clean your toilet, right? And then you pull this out. Now you've got to travel across your floor to get to the little container that holds it, right? And you got the drips and everything else. If you use the NeverWet brush, when you come back out of your toilet, that's it. It's dry. There's nothing on there. I mean, there's absolutely no liquid. Go right across your floor, put it in your container, no more mess. Now, what I do have to stress to you is because you are using the toilet brush in an abrasive manner, you might have to reapply NeverWet more often than you normally would because you are using it abrasively inside the toilet and it's going to rub off eventually.
No problem.
But I mean, holy moly, there you go. You know, you don't have to worry about dribbling that water across your floor. There is no water on this brush. It's all left in the container.
You know, if I was at a store and I was buying this, you know, I was in the market for a toilet brush and one said it doesn't drip, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's the one I want.
That's the one I want.
Now you got NeverWet to make sure you don't have the drips. Here you've got different surfaces, the concrete, the wood, the boot, the construction boot.
Right.
Think about your rain boots and how it will help those. Okay, honey on your shoe? Well, how about just some tree sap? Tar that gets on your shoes and that kind of thing. Treat your shoes with NeverWet first, and those outdoor environmental issues will not affect it. We're busy. I know this is something that if you did happen to see out in a store, you might go, oh yeah, that looks like 2 aerosol bottles, and you'd keep on moving. But that's the beauty of HSN, because we get to show you how things work. And this is something that is going to come in so handy. If you have a little fountain water features, you need to get this so that you can really protect your surfaces.
Okay, now see, once again, I'm filling the center of this piece of plexiglass with water. It is treated with NeverWet all the way around the outside. This is what we call a super hydrophobic surface, meaning water is downright afraid of it. Look at this. If I rub this around with my finger, I can't even get it to travel out beyond the edge of where the NeverWet begins. Actually, we have a great picture that shows you exactly what I mean by super hydrophobic. There are 3 different water beads that you're going to see in just a moment. The one all the way on the right-hand side of your screen is a water bead laying on an untreated surface. That's what you would normally expect water to do. It just kind of pulls out and lays widely on the surface. In the middle is what we call a hydrophobic water. Now that means it's afraid of the surface. And that was what you would normally get with like a car wax or maybe a deck sealer, you know, that kind of thing. NeverWet is super hydrophobic, meaning it's not just scared, it's downright terrified of
There's
water.
a difference, yeah.
And it will not allow water to stay on the surface. Water actually beads up like little marbles and runs right off. Now here we have a work boot, and once again, you can see that when you treat a surface, it gives you kind of that milky haze to it, so just be aware of that when you're using it. I have some mud right here. I'm gonna mix it up. Let's go on this boot. Take a look. I mean, it is impossible. It will not stay on that surface. No mud, no nothing. It just runs right off. That boot is completely dry. That's it. Down here on the bottom, we're actually using a roofing tile. Now, you would never want to go up and treat your entire roof with NeverWet. That's not the point. The point is to show you a granulated surface that normally water and dirt would stick to. Take a look at this. Here's the untreated side. You can see the mess. Look at the NeverWet side. Whoa. It just rolls right off. So ask yourself, where around my house does water sit? Where does it run all the time? Where do I have staining around my house? NeverWet will solve that problem for you.
In person, this is blowing my mind. I don't know what it's doing for you at home, but actually based on how many people are joining us right now, I can tell you're really wowed by it too. Get this and protect your spaces. Okay, including even your hands when you put them on your gloves.
Sure. Here's a glove, and it's been treated in NeverWet, and I have some water here, and I'm just trickling that over the surface. But let's get a little bit more challenging here on this glove. Let's go to, let's see, I've got the mud here. Let's go to some muddy water. You can see that that absolutely doesn't stick. How about that chocolate sauce we had earlier? Let's put some chocolate on that glove. Take a look at that. I mean, it will not stay. How about that honey that we had earlier? Let's pour some honey on there. Once again, treated in NeverWet. If I make the glove horizontal, that allows me to pool the honey. Take a look at that. I mean, that honey just will not stay on the surface. It just rolls right off. Let me show you again. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the fingers and everything else, get it all over that glove.
Corey, I just heard from our producer, we're wrapping up, but wow, that's like cliffhanger moment.
There it goes.
Okay, it's NeverWet. Now, can you still flex your hand in that glove?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I just wanted to point that out. There it is. All right, that's also Corey saying bye-bye. We appreciate you shopping with us, and don't pass this up. This is a phenomenal breakthrough. Thanks to Rust-Oleum. Thanks to Corey and the team for bringing it in to us here at HSN. Quick break, then we're coming back with more great do-it-yourself ideas. I also have crafting coming up. Thank you, Corey.